Welcome to this podcast. My name is Filippa Levermark, and I created this show so that you can listen in on the sessions that I do and hope that you might benefit from it as well. Perhaps you're going through something similar in your life, or maybe someone close to you is. Either way, I hope that you gain some insights, some new perspectives and tools that can help you in your growth and healing journey. Álvaro is dealing with the painful emotions around rejection. He can get stuck in negative thinking loops that makes his situation worse and worse. His desire is to know how to stop this loop and get out of the negative spiraling downwards. Welcome to listen in on our conversation where Álvaro finds different parts of him causing this inner conflict, how he can meet these parts in the future, and also how he can look at rejection from multiple perspectives, allowing him to feel lighter about it and even invite it in his life. Okay, Álvaro, what would you like help with today?
So I would love to work on how I'm feeling when I feel that I get rejected by someone, or even better said, when through the mirror of another person I see my own self rejection. And sometimes I get stuck there. I don't really know how to get out.
When you say that you get stuck, does that mean that you're stuck in a negative feeling, or what happens when you feel rejected?
Yeah, and a negative feeling and negative loop somehow, like kind of like there is a thinking pattern. And even I feel that it's swallowing me, and there's even kind of like I can feel the addiction, to this, because that's what I learned in life, like all these swallowing emotions which cause certain pain or discomfort can be addictive. And I can even see how my mind is contributing to this pattern when it's getting released to keep there, or even make it worse. It's like, and I'm watching the whole episode in my mind. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like a horror movie. And Jesus Christ, it really feels it feels like terrible in a way, because it's literally feel like I'm contributing to this, and I cannot get out. And a part of me, it's like I feel divided. It's like kind of my light side is like I want to get out of here, but I can feel my shadow how it's feeding itself by it, and that's the part which is like staying there somehow. And so sometimes I can kind of like focus more on this light part and kind of focus more in love, and kind of I can feel like love to myself and love to the person which is mirroring this rejection. But other times, because I'm low energy or I'm tired or I'm whatever, and I cannot, and I have difficulties on getting out of there. And it feels like a dark hole swallowing down.
Yeah, like something is
So
spiraling, right?
yeah, spiraling. Totally.
So what have you already intuitively understood that you need to work on or that you need to do in that situation?
In terms of how to, like, what to do with that pattern when it comes, or how to heal the pattern. I didn't really get the question.
I think both of those are interesting, but since you asked, I would say how to heal that pattern. What is already
Okay.
coming up for you in that?
I would say either giving to myself what I'm expecting to receive from others,
Mhm.
or changing, what I think and what I feel or what I believe about myself.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like consciously, I can see how like amazing I am in different ways, because I do many things and I think I'm pretty skilled in certain things, I can see myself as someone kind, or I don't know, like I really do beautiful things for my life and for the people around me.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to situations, like I can feel how a part of myself is not like embracing the person who I am, is still attached to things that happened in the past, which is hard for me to get there. So I think from this pain I carry, and there is this all these ideas or beliefs I have about myself, that I'm not good enough, I'm not that good person because I do, maybe I smoke sometimes, or I can see myself also manipulating, even not consciously, but I can sometimes see myself doing that. Like I don't know, like all these not functional beliefs I have about myself. And I think that would be kind of one of the key parts to really change what I perceive about myself through working into these traumas or bounds I still carry, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I can say about that.
Yeah. Perfect. So is it all right that we start having a look at the pain?
It is okay if we do that.
Okay. So I'd like you to breathe deeply and turn your attention inwards. And just bring to mind now this feeling of rejection, the energy of rejection. Where do you feel this in your body?
Somewhere between fourth and the fifth chakra, kind of upper chest.
Yeah.
Closer to the throat than the middle chest, I would say.
Mm-hmm. And sensationally, what is going on in the throat and the chest? Is there tension? Is there heat? Is there pressure? Is there pain? What is sensationally going on here?
Like a pressure, it feels like someone is grabbing my neck and not allowing me to breathe somehow.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Mm.
And when we put the attention on this energy, so stay with the intention there, the sensation. What comes up for you? This could be information in terms of an emotion. This can be an image, a sentence. What comes up for you in this energy?
I feel the body temperature increasing.
Mm-hmm.
And emotions like frustration, sadness, angriness.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Mm.
What emotion do you feel is the most active? Sadness, anger, frustration?
I would say something between frustration and sadness.
Okay. So let's start with the frustration. I'd like you to kind of turn up the volume of the frustration. And we do this to connect to that energy. We can feel it actively in our system in a safe way, right? So in this frustration, is this frustration still around the throat and the chest, or is it elsewhere in the body?
This is still in the same area.
Good.
Even going a bit more up.
In the throat.
Somewhere in the throat. Mm-hmm.
What does this frustration want to express? What does it want? It has your attention now.
Is tired.
Okay.
Not feeling understood.
Mm-hmm.
Unseen.
Yep.
And it somehow feels like I want to shout and just kind of make war to stop. And it feels a feeling of injustice.
Yep. Good. How old is this energy? Did you start feeling this way?
Not sure, but it has years already.
Was it like 5 or 6 years old? Older or younger? Or is it
Around that age or even less.
Okay.
I would say
maybe 4, 3?
maybe something.
Okay. Can we meet this inner child? Maybe even a 2-year-old, maybe a 3-year-old. Is it okay if we connect with this part of you?
Can try.
If it doesn't want to, it's okay. You don't have to go there.
Hard to enter.
It's okay. So let's look at the part of you that is wanting to kind of yell. Was it that I'm not understood, or was it something else more specific that is coming from this energy?
It feels like it wants to shout that, like, I don't want to feel this anymore.
Yeah.
It's coming like, please stop, very often.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm telling it to myself or to someone else.
Yeah. I don't want to feel like this anymore. What do I not want to feel, if you ask the energy? What do I not want to feel? What do I want to stop?
This sensation around this area, which is like I feel everything is compressing and going inwards. And life somehow it's shutting down. Like I lose completely the connection with everything I locked here.
So that part of you that is saying, I don't want to feel this anymore. This is a part of you that wants to protect you from feeling pain. Does that make sense?
That
And
makes
then,
sense.
yeah, it makes sense. So, and then there's a part of you that is inviting you to now feel that pain, that is trying to protect you from. And sometimes when we have a part of us that wants to protect us from feeling the pain, the smaller child or the actual pain is not accessible yet, because we have someone going, no, I don't want to go there, right? So now I'm wondering if we can talk directly to the part of you that's saying, I don't want to feel pain. I don't want this to continue. This is uncomfortable. And when you bring this part up for you, the part of you that does not want to feel pain, how old would you say that this part is? When did this start to be a part of you?
Even younger than before.
Okay.
I don't know, 1 year, maybe less.
Okay. So can we talk directly to this part? Okay, good. I don't want to feel this pain anymore. What does this part want from you now that it has your attention? We understand that it's wanting to say that, but what else does it want?
Wants to be seen.
How can I see you, if you ask it? I'm giving you my full attention now. What is it that I'm not seeing? Is there any part of you that I'm not seeing or not understanding?
It's hard to go a bit further.
Okay.
But somehow it's something I want to feel.
Yeah.
But I'm not capable of touching it or allowing myself to feel it.
Yeah.
That's the part I want to see.
Beautiful.
by feeling it.
Yeah. So I'd like you to thank this part of you for wanting to protect you from feeling pain. often we look at these parts as if they're in conflict with us, or as if we're in conflict with the pain that they're protecting us from. But this part was created with the intention of you not feeling pain. So we can thank that part, however you feel like doing that in your mind, energetically. Just thank you for protecting me from feeling pain, right? This is a coping mechanism to not feel pain. And it's how you survived. It's not a coincidence that you developed this part because it helped in the moment as a child. However, as an adult, it's not serving the purpose anymore because it's actually blocking you from moving forwards. It's trying to protect a small child, or it's trying to protect, trying to have an infant survive, right?
Totally.
So when we thank that part, sorry, what are you feeling?
You can keep going.
Okay. So when we're thanking that part, we're also making that part of us and not in resistance to that part. But we also don't want this part to decide over us anymore. Because inherently, when that part is deciding over us, it means I don't want to feel pain. I'm going to do everything I can to avoid pain. And as soon as we resist pain, it persists. It continues because we're not meeting it. So it's important to understand that this is a part of you, but it's not your ruler. And sometimes when we have protection mechanisms ruling, we're basically having, in your case, you're having an infant trying to rule your system. I don't want to feel pain.
Yeah.
But you as an adult, you can actually deal with pain. It's okay. You can sit with pain, right? So to have that ruler, like, it's reversing the roles inside of you where you're not the CEO, but like the small child is a CEO, and just, they're not good leaders, nor are they safe leaders, because they don't have the same consciousness like you do now. So maybe if we just let this part, like, we appreciated that part, thank you for protecting us, but you don't need to lead me anymore. I can take over. I can take it from here. I am safe with feeling pain. It's okay. I can handle it now. I couldn't handle it when I was younger because I didn't know or didn't have the capacity or wasn't shown tools to do so. Or I didn't feel safe. But now as an adult, I am okay with feeling pain and I can take over. So how does that part of you feel now?
Feels way better because there's more understanding.
Yeah.
After seeing this part as kind of wanting me to protect and taking care of myself.
Yeah.
And yes, a mechanism, as you say, doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's almost reversed. So it has tried to protect you, but what it wants from you is actually your protection for it. So it wants to feel held and seen and understood, because it's a part of you wanting to protect you. But it doesn't actually want to be an adult to protect you because it can't, and it's not. So it can actually relax once you step into leadership. Right? Because you, the highest self, you don't have an issue with, you're a divine being. You don't, it's okay for you to feel a human emotion. You know what I mean? Like logically, right?
Totally.
But that little 2-year-old, or whenever you started to really make this a part of your psyche, doesn't know how to do that. Thinks that it's the whole world, because in its world, it's the difference between survival and not. It's, as an infant or as a child, going through pain could be the difference between life and death. So it takes it as a really big role. And as long as you kind of see that it's you still playing that part, you can't understand why am I still doing this part. But when you understand, no, it's a it's an old small child, old part of myself. Then you can understand, like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like from your perspective, that would make sense because this will it means that you will die. But your highest self, isn't afraid of death at all, nor is afraid of pain. It's understandable. So that was kind of dealing a little bit with the frustration, right? The part of you that just says, I don't want to feel this pain anymore. I want to, I want to get out. I'd like to address the sadness. So part of you also felt sadness, right? Okay, that we have a look on that. Yeah. So when you bring up sadness in your awareness, where do you feel it in your body?
This is going more somewhere on the fourth chakra.
Sorry, in the heart? Yeah. And can you describe the sensations for me of the sadness? Is it a big area? Is it a small area? Is there pain in there? What is going on in the sadness?
It feels like very heavy. It's quite big. And wants to swallow. I feel it's kind of swallowing my energy inwards.
Yeah. And now that it has your attention, what does it want?
It also wants to feel seen and hug.
Yeah. So you can even imagine this as a child that is speaking to you. And you as an adult can comfort this child. So you can give it a hug. You can tell the child that you see him. You're here for him. You love him. And just ask this child in you, what does it need? It might need to express what it's feeling, right? In the sadness. It might need to express what it believes about itself. Or simply having your attention feels already soothing. What comes up for you intuitively?
Well, he wants to play more.
Yeah. What else?
To hug more, be close to others.
Yeah.
To touch others, not feeling that lonely.
Yeah. I'd like you to visualize that you're now giving all of that to the child. So you can take it out to play, you can hug it, you can even embrace yourself.
I can even feel how much he wants to talk about life.
Yeah.
With someone and just talking about life.
What does he want to say? Is there something he wants to say right now about life?
Yeah, like, I don't know, human interaction, universe. Let's talk about love.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but really share things, deep things.
Okay. Good. So what I'm reading in this energy is that this is not a child speaking in this, but this is your soul speaking. There's something that you want to share about life specifically. Does that resonate for you? Is that something that you're doing today in any kind of way?
Yeah.
Is it something you can do more of?
Yeah, totally.
So, how can I share this more with the world? If you ask your soul, your higher part, what feels aligned for you to do? Is it talking with a friend? Is it talking online? Is it writing? Is it any other expression?
What feels more deep about it is to really share into workshops, courses, even social media. but also works to talk with friends to mhm.
Yeah. So let's
Mm,
bring you back to present awareness. I just want to
mm,
share what has happened now in this session. Okay, so you came in with this feeling of dealing with rejection. And you found that there is a part of you that is trying to protect you from feeling pain, right? And
mhm,
there's a part of you that just wants your attention. So the sadness or the pain underneath that. And then there's a part of you that for some reason feels rejected by you. And the solution is to start sharing more. Because if your soul feels that you're rejecting a part of it, right, you will feel this sometimes when we're not completely on our purpose or not completely on path, then we tend to put much more relationship drama and into our system, right? We want to, like you said, it's easier for you to kind of get addicted to the highs of the emotions and the relationship and these things. But there will be part of you that is longing to share information because your soul came here with a clear mission. And the more you're on that mission, the less rejected you will feel from yourself, and the more valuable you will feel because you're actually bringing value. It's an actual, it's not just, yeah, everyone is valuable. No, like you're actually bringing your soul's value to this place. And the less rejection in a relationship affects that part of you. So for me, it's 3 different parts. And of course, that can get confusing in you because you have one part that is that's recreating pain, right? By resisting it and not wanting to be in it. You have one part that is in pain from the past, but then you have one part that's actually more your true self that wants to take up more space, that wants to kind of express more things. And for me, when I spiral in rejection, it kind of pinpoints these parts as well, right? Because if I feel I am rejected, then somehow I feel I'm not valuable. And then I look at, well, how am I valuable? Well, what am I actually doing here? And you kind of spiral down that path, right? So it's relevant in you that you actually start sharing this, not from a place of, do I have value or not? But simply because if you actually came here, your soul told you to do this, then you will always feel like something is missing if you don't share that. So it's really important to listen in that part. And for me, that didn't feel like a small child wanting attention. No, it's part of what you're here to do. Does that resonate for you?
Totally.
Which comes back to your intuitive knowing. I kind of feel like I'm rejecting myself. But you rejecting yourself is you not listening to the part of you that actually needs to express, that needs to share. So here's just a last part, because I feel like this is a natural ending to the session. It's kind of like a turnaround that I call, and it's to understand that you have these different parts that you have direct access to, just like we did now. You can just, whenever this energy comes up in you again, the rejection, you can meet them in this awareness. And what we tend to do when we feel pain, just like your protection mechanism was, is I don't want to feel this again. But we're going to flip that. We're going to turn that around, and we're actually going to say, I do invite feeling rejected. You don't have to have all the rejection at once. You don't have to take a big step. But if you invite that, what you're doing is you're taking away the resistance to feeling it. You're understanding that there's still parts of you that are playing in this pattern. So the more you get rejected, the more you will feel that you can handle it, and then you can meet it, and then you can transmute it. There's a reason why things keep coming up in our awareness because we haven't dealt with it yet. So it will recreate and recreate, right? And you've already addressed some parts now. So once you invite that projection in the future, you can then know, okay, these parts are still active. Okay, let's meet them. Let's see. The goal that I usually talk about with clients is to close the window of suffering. So right now, when you get rejected, maybe it takes you 3 days to come back to center, right? So I'm thinking that I will never feel rejected again. It's just not realistic. But what you want to do is close the window. So maybe next time it's 2 days, then it's 1 day, then it's 5 hours, then it's 2 hours. So you want to expand your capacity to hold yourself in painful emotions so that you're transmuting those emotions faster. And that is your practice. So that's why you want to invite it again, because if you don't feel rejection, you're not practicing. Right? You want to invite it to practice. Because that is how the universe works anyway. Like, you'll get these lessons whether you want them or not. If you don't transmute it, well, it will come back. So
totally.
Anything that is unhealed always seeks healing. Like it's always seeking love and understanding. So once you apply love and understanding, which we kind of did now, because you're giving attention and you're giving understanding, it heals. So it's always seeking that. So that's what's going on, right? And now the second part is you sharing and you actually stepping into your purpose more. Not that you're not on purpose, but just there's a part of you that needs to share more. Right, that's like that needs to put that energy out there. And I don't know if I had anything else to share in that, other than that it's important to do that, or you will reject that part of yourself and you will recreate. And I just want to add something that has been super helpful for me when it comes to rejection. It's easy to say that to someone who is dealing with a rejection pattern, but here's a trick. For me, how I see rejection now is simply the universe's way of saying, I need to be or do something else. So, for example, I had this group of people in Stockholm when I was looking for a place to live, and I was looking just for like a community. I want to stay in a community. So I found this place. It was in the perfect location. Price was amazing. I went there and met the people. We seemed to get along. I even stayed there over the night. And I was like, this would be a perfect place to live. It was January in Sweden and I didn't have a place to live. And I was like, if this happens, it would be magic, no? And they said no. And I couldn't believe it because it felt so aligned. Everything was just working out. And I was like, what? How could they say no? And it wasn't even, I don't even think that they had found someone else. They just said no. Like, no, we don't want you. Right? And in the beginning, I was like disappointed, of course. But then after a while, because I applied this, I was like, oh, hang on. There's something that's just misaligned. This just means I need to redirect. And the fact is, I didn't want to live in Sweden. That's when I decided to move to Malaga. So I mean, I went to England. There was a little bit of a story there, but eventually I came to Malaga. And immediately when I came to Malaga, I got a place to stay. My whole life changed. And if they would have said yes, I would have been there and I would have been depressed because my system does not like Sweden. And when we fully understand that everyone is speaking as the universe towards us, that rejection just means it's no to that, but yes to something else. It's actually, it doesn't mean anything about us. It's just the universe is redirecting us somewhere. And it's like you're getting feedback on where you need to go by rejection. And it's the easiest way to know because, okay, not there. I look somewhere else. And that's the same with people. Like, okay, I'm not supposed to go be with this person. And sometimes even with people, for me, like I have thought, like, for example, in a relationship that this, like, how can I be rejected by this man? I take it personally. Like, am I not attractive enough? Am I not good enough? But then afterwards, I recognize, hang on, we're not aligned at all. Like, this is a person I wouldn't choose anyway. So them rejecting me is actually me choosing a better path for myself. And they're just channeling the universe as a no. I'm not saying that this is exactly your challenge because you're working more with the energy that comes up through rejection, but this is, for me, a very helpful way of just completely reframing rejection when it comes to work, career, relationships, friendships, that it's nothing personal. And it is serving somehow, because the universe is intelligent. It knows, it's like your soul knows where you want to head. So when it says no, your
Totally.
conscious mind is like, but your higher self is like, no, but actually this is not for you. You don't want this even. There's a reason for it, right?
And he knows more than us, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah, that's
how do you feel?
I'm feeling way better right now, especially after remembering this. And if there's someone which is not coming to me, it's because it's not meant to happen, and there's something better awaiting.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing advice, because I do really trust in the universe and on this kind of organic flow that life is taking us.
Yeah.
And I also believe in that everything that is happening to us, we are attracting it somehow in order to evolve. And actually now I'm asking for growth, and I'm really opening up myself. So of course there's gonna come challenges to make me grow. We are just not gonna grow because of it's part of the journey, right? So but yeah, and how important is to not to resist. And when I get into these loops, on these spirals, it's because of I'm resisting to it. I don't want to feel this rejection. I don't want to feel this frustration, sadness, anger, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But as you say, if I tap into it, if I embrace it and feeling this pain, somehow something is letting it go,
Yeah.
And I also like the part of reducing the time of being there, but not having the idea of not being there, because we are gonna be there because we are humans. So it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful, the idea of managing the time to handle that emotion and not being trapped for so long, to kind of reducing the gap. I really like that part. I think I haven't seen that way before.
Yeah.
So that was also very, I like it.
Yeah, and that is how you measure your success in this, right? It's not coming up in you. No, it's when it comes up to you, how long time does it take for you to process the emotion? And in the processing is meeting the resistance and feeling the pain and coming into your center again. That is what it is to be processing. So even the resistance is part of the processing, because it's a natural mechanism to resist pain. But to meet the resistance is also part of the of the management. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. I feel like this is a good place to end. Is there anything that you want to add or comment or share before we wrap up?
I'm just feeling more ready to go through it and have a different perspective about it about this. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. That
Yeah,
is
totally.
that is a good place to be. And it's also our fastest path to growth is the mistakes we make, the failures and the pain, right? And if we just go through it, we grow so fast. Yeah. So okay. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for participating.
Super. Yeah, thank you, Filipa. It
Yeah.
was very nice. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's very clarifying.
Beautiful. Thanks for listening to this show. If you're interested in working with me, either through a similar session like this in a longer container, or if you want to come to any of my local events in Malaga in Spain, you can click the links in the show notes or go to my website, filipalevermark.com, to find out more.